Hello, this is Akiko Sedano at StampinInTheMeadows.com in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and it's a warm summer day, and I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, let me see, I'm trying something new today, and trying to set up with both my laptop and my iPad. No, my little, yeah, and it's not. This doesn't seem to be working very well. Oh, hold on a second. Let me see this. If I do that, if I have like a little bit less, oh, no, I have to play with this. Oh, there we go. Hold on a second. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what that means. Oh well. We'll just let that be. Okay, this is Akiko Sedano. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Karen. Thank you so much for joining today. I am going to make a card with the Sweet as a Peach bundle, and this is so cute. And I'm also using the You're a Peach Designer Series paper. And I'm going to take a quick segue to say, put a little plug in for the Designer Series paper sale, and everything is going to be 15%, not everything. The regular Designer Series papers from the new catalog are going to be 15% off starting on July 1st, which is on Thursday, and it's going to run through through the 2nd of August. And I have in today's blog, I've got a copy of this flyer so you can download it and you can see all the prices, see all the item numbers of the papers that are on sale. So go out and go ahead and do that. Hi, Chris. Thank you for joining me. And hi, Amy. Thank you for joining as well. And yes, it's a hot day. Hold on a second. I'm having such a... Karen says it's poopy outside. Well, it's poopy outside here too. And Chris, you're in North Carolina too, so you're hot and humid too. So this is, it was like last week we had a cool week, and now we're gonna have 90-degree weather. So that's really just kind of, I guess it's the summertime, so that's what we should expect. So let me go ahead and get started with the card. Hi, Chi, thank you so much for joining me. And today this is going to be kind of a fun fold card, because basically the card base is structured so that it's a normal top folding card base that's 4.5 by 11, except that the front flap, you cut the front flap in half so that you have this little 2 3/4 inch. I think that's the 2 3/4 inch panel. So you cut the top front in half, and then you put it on the front like this. So so it's kind of a fun fold, kind of, and we're gonna construct it kind of inside out, and we're going to do the inside first so that we've got everything. And I've got this pretty the pretty floral paper from the You're the Peach Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put the liquid glue on this and put this on the inside, and it's going to be the back of the inside of the card. But since we've got the little flap, it's going to show also, and I think this paper doesn't have an up or down, so we're going to be fine. I think I just want to make sure that I get it centered as much on this side and the top and bottom here, so that you've got this pretty floral panel that you open up into. There we go. Now, then the next thing I'm going to do is the inside panel is going to be just is going to be a piece of basic white with a little balmy blue mat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little tiny stamps right here and then the little leaf, and I'm going to just add them in balmy blue in the corners here, so that we have just a little bit of, let's get that inked real good, just so that we have a little bit of something for the inside panel, so that it's not quite plain. And then here is the leaf, little tiny baby leaf, and there's just like 2 of them here. We'll ink that up in Pear Pizzazz. Yeah, put that there. Let's get maybe a little bit more. Have it go off the side here. And then put a little set of leaves over here, just so that we have something. Now this is a small writing area, so we don't want to do too much. But just, I think that's probably good enough. Just these 2 little pieces. Just stamp a little bit of flowers so that you have a little bit of something that's not, so that it's not quite plain. And then we can put this away. And then this is going to be our inside panel. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to use liquid glue and adhere this to my Balmy Blue mat, which is right here. Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for joining me. There we go. Oh, that looks good. So just a little bit of something so that you've got a little bit of blue. And this paper is just so pretty with all the different oranges, and then just a little bit of blue to pick it up. So we're going to just adhere this to the inside here like this. And I'm going to do that also with liquid glue. And this will give me a chance to kind of center this on the side here. Or I guess it doesn't have, yeah, it should be centered, but definitely don't want it to be crooked. I think I'm a little crooked. There we go. That looks okay. Okay. So that's going to be the inside of our card, and we're going to have this panel here. And I guess if you wanted to, you could put another piece of designer series paper on this panel. That would be pretty too, but we're not going to do that. And so we have our half flap right here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of designer series paper and we're going to put that right on top of the flap there. And again, I'm going to use liquid glue. I think this this concept is probably been around for a long time, and I just haven't made a card like this before. And I saw this, and I thought, oh, this is just such a simple little change up to a regular card. That it'll be a nice, fun sort of thing to do. So I want to basically try to. There we go. Yeah, get that kind of centered like this. Okay. And then what I've done is I've taken a basic white panel and I've embossed it. It's not showing up very well. Oh, there we go. I've embossed it with, this is the bark. This is the new bark embossing folder. So this is what it is, and this is the embossed panel, and I've already done that, and I'm going to take this other little piece of Calypso Coral from the card base, and I'm going to adhere that there. And then we'll be ready to start our stamping. I'm hoping I'm doing... I have a problem. I think there's a lot of flexibility in figuring out which side is the front for these textured embossing panels, which is the front and which is the back. I think that in a lot of cases, sometimes I like the back side better than the front side, but I think that in many cases it just doesn't matter. But there. So this is done. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. And then we're going to start our stamping. because this is just a wonderful stamp set. Now we're going to use the leaf spray, and we're going to use the small peaches. So I've got the small peaches mounted already. I'm going to pull the die out for that, and the leaf spray is here. Now, this is a photopolymer stamp set, and one of the things that I've noticed is that it's good because you don't have a lot of these extra areas where you can like accidentally get ink from your ink pad, but this is kind of wobbly like this, so it's hard to get this aligned. So what I did the first time I tried cutting it out with a die, because you've got the coordinating die, is that it was hard to place the die, because this leaf is placed pretty perfectly, but these guys are there's too much space on this side, and it's kind of crowded up at the top here. So I figured that probably what happened was that this kind of bended as I went to put it on my stamp block. So what I did was I tried again, and I lined it up with the luckily the image is 100% on the front of the package, so I just lined this up like this, and then I think you can, hopefully you can see that if you line the die up, then you've got pretty good alignment with that. So I put that, lined it up there, and then I will pick it up with my stamp block. There. So now when I go to get it, stamp it, and die cut it, then it will be pretty, I'll get pretty good alignment. And so I have this panel, and I'm going to stamp this in Pear Pizzazz ink. On this little panel here. Full strength. And this is this little leaf spray is really nice because you can you've got the 3 flowers, and you've got the 3 peaches, and we're going to use the peaches in today's card, but this you could also put these 3 flowers in this little area here. We're going to put peaches in that area. So this is just a really, really cute and versatile stamp set, and it's a distinctive, so you can see all of the different shades that you have of the Pear Pizzazz. So I'm going to take this over, and I'm going to cut this out, line this up, and okay, we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. These guys, I think, okay. It's a little bit, yeah, I think we're okay. This is a little hard to get this lined up so that you've got an even area, but you want to hi Karen, thanks for joining me. So but that's one way to do that. The technique I showed you gives you some better results, and this is okay. I'll be right back. As soon as I cut this out, we'll take a look at it and we can compare. The nice thing about that too is that this will stamp nicely on your cardstock, and then you can either die cut or stamp directly the flowers or peaches on top of that without cutting them out. Well, this one didn't come out as well as I would have liked. But you can see how this is really kind of cut off right here. So I've got 2 of these, and which of these should I use? I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one, even though this is the one that I just cut out. But we'll try that. That it just goes to show you the challenge of die cutting this out. But and I wanted to die cut this because I wanted this to have the texture on the background. But if you don't want to have the texture on the background, or if you want to have this plain, you can do that. And then one of the other things too is that it's not going to be quite so quite so visible with the white on white background. All right, so let's go ahead and work on the peaches. So the peaches, for coloring the peaches, the first thing I did was ink up the stamp with pale papaya ink. And then I'm going to get my sponge dauber and my Calypso Coral ink and add a little bit of Calypso Coral ink to the sponge dauber, and then just go around the little peaches in the Calypso Coral ink, so that I get a little bit of shading to it, and I get a really, really pretty color. I think a pretty color for peaches. See, that's nice. Now, let me show you in contrast. If I just use the pale papaya, my peaches would end up looking like this. So I like a little bit of texture, because a little bit of, one, you get with the different colors, you get a little bit of texture, but then you've got a lot of different variations of color in the designer series paper too. So that makes it nice. And then we've got the triple peach die cut here. Let's get this arranged, and we can go and cut these out. And so I'll go and cut these out, and I'll be right back. And we can see what that looks like. And that will be really pretty on our card. And there's our little peaches. Okay, so we've got the peaches, and we've got our branch right here. And then I also cut a label, and I went ahead and I did this ahead of time, and I stamped this in Pizzazz, and then I used this die from the messages die to cut that out. This I love this die, and this is just the perfect. It's a fancy label, but it's not too fancy. It's not too ornate, but it's a perfect size for a lot of the little labels that you're going to need for different cards. So I went ahead and I cut that out, and we'll put that right there. So let's go ahead and start assembling our panel, since we've got our peaches and we've got our die cut. So first we're going to use some glue dots to directly adhere the leaf spray to the panel. Some stray glue. I am having problems, so I'm hoping that I'm not missing any messages from folks. There we go. So put this on the panel like so. And then our little peaches we'll put on with our little half dimensionals. Actually, I'm going to put 2 on for each of the for each peach. And I don't know that it's going to matter which peach goes where, because I think that it'll be fine. There. Done with this, so put this away, and we'll start with this peach. We'll take him and we'll just stick it right here. And this peach will just stick right here. See, so the stamp has got like little cutouts in the design, so that if you wanted to stamp this directly instead of popping it on with dimensionals, you could do that, and there's a little space for it. So our little label, let's just adhere this with glue dots, and that way our peaches can be can get all the attention. Just stick 2 glue dots on here, and I'm just really getting a lot of these little strings here. And stick the label right on top there. Have a peachy day. Nice and simple. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this on here right on top of it so that it covers up the inside panel, and we're going to do this with tear and tape. And so here's the edge here. I'm going to start by putting a piece on here, on this panel, and you can just cut this off. And then I want to make sure I get it on the correct side. I'll put it on the outside here. Then I'm going to add one more here, kind of in the center. One of the things I want to be careful of is that I don't want to go over where the card, this panel is going to go over the inside here, because then I don't want it to stick. I don't want it to be stuck closed. So double check everything. Yeah, I've got everything in the right place. So I'll pull off the covers here. Come on. Pull off the cover here. And then I will start by making sure that I'm lined up, covering my inside panel like that, and then I'm still fairly straight, and then I'll press this down, and then my card's like that. So it's a little bit different. It's a I guess it's called a fun fold, but to me, it's not nearly as elaborate as a lot of other fun folds are. So it's kind of a cheaty fun fold, but it's a simple one, and it just makes things a little bit different, mixes things up a little bit, so that you know, if it gives you a little bit of something that's fun to do. And I have a little bow out of the white crinkle ribbon, which thankfully is still available. And then I'm going to add some of these sequins. They're the perfect color. Let's see. Let's add a small one to the label. And these are the Artistry Bloom sequins, I guess. They're carried over from last year. And they're really, I think they're really beautiful. Let's put one of these up here, and then let's put a big one. And this is, I think this is Calypso Coral, a little bit darker down here. So you've got lots of different colors of pink and of not pink, a little bit of touches of pink, but of coral and yellow and the pale papaya color, I guess. So this is our card. Simple and pretty. So thank you so much for joining me today. And next weekend is 4th of July. And so instead, I feel like I can't do this on the 4th of July. So I'll bring a card on Saturday afternoon. So we'll be on the 3rd of July. But there's my card for today, and I will have all of the measurements posted on my blog tomorrow morning. So everybody have a great week and stay cool. And I hope everything goes well for y'all. Thank you again. Bye-bye.